Today I'm going to be telling you the story of my haunted doll, Isobel. I feel like this quote that was the first sentence of her original bio before we got her still suits her pretty well, so I'm just going to start with that. And it said that Isobel is a pain in the rear end, and she always has been. And I say that with the utmost fondness because I find her absolutely hilarious. This is Isobel's fourth or fifth vessel. This is not the vessel that she originally arrived to her investigator's house in. She actually smashed that while trying to jump off of a table. She showed up for investigation in kind of a strange way. She was sent in by somebody who did paranormal cleansings in Tennessee, and they had a horrible haunting happen in a very old home in the backwoods of eastern Tennessee. They came, they cleansed, they had to come back multiple times because the cleansing did absolutely nothing. Eventually, they did an overnight investigation there, and they discovered a very troubled teenage spirit who at first refused to leave. She was the cause of every issue that the homeowner was having. They had to come back over and over and over again just to continue communication and negotiation with her and to form kind of a relationship. After forming a relationship with this individual, she did agree to accept a vessel and leave on her own accord. However, it did take 5 or 6 different vessels before she was able to pick the one that she picked. She was very picky. She kept having all of these requirements about what she expected, but then she did end up agreeing to leave the home. After getting her out of the home and the homeowner finally giving the green light that the house was cleared, finally, he took her home and kept her for a few years. In that time, she purposely wrecked her vessel many times, but she always accepted the new choices that she was offered. That is the trick, though. You need to offer her a few choices and then she chooses. She does love having a vessel, but she doesn't like having the same one for too long because she likes to be a girl with trending style. Apparently, she was choosing vessels on the expensive side for a while, but in desperation and after a lot of money spent on new vessels, this person eventually asked her investigator if she would take the vessel. At that time, she was in a French reproduction doll. He was really sick of buying her vessels. So they accepted the challenge, they were glad to do it, and she got there and was trouble there from the gate as well. Isobel wants to move everything, she wants to touch everything, and she gets into every single drawer and clothes closet. She pulls things out of jewelry boxes, she pulls books out of the bookcase, and finally, almost like a last straw, she once dumped all of the silverware onto the kitchen floor, and pretty much everyone in the room almost had a heart attack because it sounded like a car had crashed through the front of the house. They were not necessarily thrilled with that, but Isobel, of course, saw nothing wrong with it. About a year later, she took a flying leap off the kitchen table when her entire team was at the house and just shattered all over the wood floors. Everyone was shocked and was kind of in panic mode. They immediately grabbed the tools and asked her if she was okay, and she was, and she wanted a new choice of vessel, and she was very specific. So she said she this time wanted an American teenager vessel, and that they could do, so they found her a few to choose from, and this was the one she picked. She has had this vessel for a while, though, so we are expecting that she will smash this one someday, too, and we are prepared for that. Isobel is a curious girl. We think that she died in the 1930s, maybe earlier. She lived a really good life with a good family, and she was encouraged to read and learn more so than her siblings because she was smarter than her siblings, and her parents knew it. She likes to sit over our shoulders and watch what we're doing on our computers, our books, video games, everything. She likes to sit on the bookshelf and read books. She's a very interesting, curious young girl. She really is a watcher spirit, and she loves to keep tabs on what's going on in the house. She was somewhat of a tomboy growing up, and she is just very physically active and has this funny, sassy side. We have sensed her running around the house like a kid high on sugar. She blows out light bulbs because she has such high kinetic energy. She changes TV channels. She speaks, and you can hear her voice in the house. The other kids have said that she loves books more than friends, and I can see that. I do too, to be honest. She communicates really well with the spirit box and loves to have conversations with us. She's also really good with automatic writing. She's all around just a really interesting girl, and we love her antics here. Isobel first got here right around my birthday, and she wasted absolutely no time getting into trouble. I still had birthday balloons left over from my birthday party. They were kind of like the big number balloons, and she dragged one of those big number balloons across the floor to put it next to a large glass vase, and then dropped the large glass vase on top of the balloon so that it wouldn't shatter, but it did give us quite a scare. She also periodically will clear off the top of my husband's bookshelf. We have no idea why, but we sometimes will hear these big crashes from upstairs. Go upstairs, and lo and behold, basically the whole top shelf is cleared, and it is in a spot where none of our animals could ever reach that, and she happily owns up to that too. While a lot of our haunted dolls will go for small things, little toys, things like that on their shelf to knock over, Isobel goes big. She goes for the biggest, heaviest thing that she can possibly find. The most impressive, in my opinion, was when she chucked the speaker to our record player. Didn't even know that was possible, but when it's possible, Isobel can do it. Her absolute favorite offerings are anything made out of brass. Yes, brass specifically, that is what she says. And when we asked her why, because we thought that was kind of an obscure choice, she shared that it was because it was the loudest thing when it falls. Honestly, Isobel is one of the most impressive teenage spirits that I have ever met in terms of activity. She has shown us things that we didn't even know were possible activity-wise, and I have no doubt that she will only continue to do so. I find her very interesting because of her vessel hopping in particular that is not very typical. Most haunted dolls are very, very tied to their vessel. They like their vessel, they want to stick with it, but Isobel purposely wrecks them just so she can go shopping every few years. So I guess we'll see what she picks next. Isobel has only been here since August, so she hasn't even been with us a year, and we've already talked to her so many times. She started communicating with us right away. She loves to chat. She's very sarcastic. She likes to poke fun at us and show us her sassy side out of love, and I just can't get enough of it because she is definitely a girl who knows what she wants. We love having her. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about Isobel, and subscribe for more haunted doll content.